Let's see. Okay. So I guess I'm live. It says got it. Yay! Hello, YouTubes. My name is Portia Michelle, business coach and client experience strategist. If you've never seen me before, I am not the most techy, so the idea that I'm on a YouTube live feels so cute to me. Happy Friday, happy Venus Day. Let me see. Do I have all my little things? Let me gather my stuff. How are you doing this Friday? While I'm getting myself together, checking in on if you're listening. How are you? How are you feeling this Friday? Do you know that Friday belongs to Venus? It is a Venus day, astrologically. As a relatively Venusy bitch myself, Libra stellium and a Taurus rising. It's Venusy over here. So I do enjoy a Friday celebration. Happy to be here with you all on Friday. I was doing Friday trainings live. Oh, hello, Parshall. Oh, I can see you. Hello, babes. I was doing Friday live trainings in my Facebook group, the Running a Business You Actually Fuck With community Facebook group. And then Facebook decided that they wasn't going to let me go live no more. So I said, okay, alternatives. I guess I'm working on YouTube. So here I am. I am so happy to be here. I typically do a training like every second and fourth Friday on Facebook. So I guess I'm going to be doing that on YouTube. And here we are. What's on my mind to talk about today, and we're going to be real kind of heart to heart here. Forgive me as I figure out this also new computer stand and new lighting, because can I just say for a second, I would like to acknowledge myself, like Snoop Dogg said. I'd like to thank myself. I have been somebody, if you're like, who is this woman? I don't even know her. I have been a coach for over 10 years. I've been particularly in the business coaching space for the last 5 years, supporting impact-driven, service-based entrepreneurs, the coaches, the consultants, the experts, the folks who are providing a service, but they actually give a shit about the planet, and they actually care about the people that they're serving, and they actually care that they actually enjoy the experience. After all of that, from community designing to being an accountability coach, to being a success coach, to doing business coaching, to doing life coaching, to doing spiritual coaching, doing astrological business coaching for a little while. I kind of found a niche and a home for myself in this year and really created what we're calling the Cultivated Joy Experiment, which is a movement out to answer the question, to determine for ourselves, can we run a business that we actually fuck with? Can we fuck with the ethics of it? Can we fuck with the morals of it? Can we fuck with the running of it? Right? It's like everybody tells you that you can go, be in Tulum once you leave your corporate job, but running a business is not all Tulum. A little Tulum. But not all Tulum, and not all, getting to do whatever you want 24 hours of the day. Oftentimes it can be 25/8 and can be exhausting and can be isolating. And I know that the brilliant minds in this world that are going to recreate the world that I want to live in are entrepreneurs. And so I have dedicated all of the energies and the expertise from the past couple of, years, last honestly decade or so, of that experience and a good bit of customer service management before that, but that's a story for another day. And accumulated all of that into the Cultivated Joy Experiment. And we've got workshops, we've got frameworks, we do digital retreats, we do in-person stuff, all around this concept of running a business you actually fuck with, and having business be something that's not terrible to do. I just, as a millennial variety human, right? I'll be turning 36 this year. I refuse to do shit that I don't fuck with. I just do. We're going to get this right. Come on board. Maybe we're not going to move it. Oh, that's better. I refuse to have done all of this internal work and all of this spiritual work and all of the sitting in the therapies and the Pilates and getting in touch with my inner why and my money story. Like, I refuse to have done all of this work to build something that I'm going to dedicate my life to doing that fucking sucks. I'm just not. I'm just not. And every time I meet people I call my business cousins or my business comadres, people that I do business with, my joint venture partners, my affiliate partners, people who I've been like, you do business in a way that I really, really like how people get the results around you. And you seem to be my kind of people. We're over here having these quiet ass conversations about how we refuse to hate this. Like, I refuse to do my God work and hate it. I just refuse. And they're like, we feel the same way. How can we love this? How can we leverage our time and effort and resources and brilliances and put them together so we can figure out how this can be less sucky? And so I, again, have decided to have this be the thing that I spend my life doing, right? I help people enjoy their businesses and love running their businesses. And then I help people create client experiences where people actually get what they paid for. Again, that's why I like to call it the Good Life Plug. Out here slaying happiness best I can in the business setting. Not enough people slaying happiness in the business setting. I also learned this. I'm like, I love being an entrepreneur, but y'all are kind of lame. Like everybody's all sad. Everybody's like super duper rich, but super duper sad. I don't want that either. I don't want that either. So anyway, to make a long story longer, like my auntie Ellie says, that's how I ended up here. That's how I ended up in front of you. And like I said, I have a Facebook community that I do trainings in about twice a month, talking about how better we can fuck with these running of the business. And one of the things that I love in the conversation of fucking with your business and having a business that you actually fuck with is actually planning to fuck with your business. And one of the things that help you to be able to make sure that your business is fuck withable this summer is to plan for how you gonna fuck with it. Plan for your joy. It is called the Cultivated Joy Experiment because business can be something that cultivates your joy. It can be one of the many cultivators of joy in your life if you let it, but you won't really get there if you don't make a plan for it. So we are having our summer planning retreat coming up. We gather every single season to plan on the solstices and on the equinoxes, but we are going to be gathering, if you're listening to this in 2024, on June 21st through the 23rd. We do 3 days together on Zoom, like 2 hours on Friday, and then like I think 4 hours or so on Saturday and Sunday with like an hour long break in between. And we leave the weekend planning for how we're going to enjoy our business this season. I also create a little digital planning workbook for you all that is hosted on Notion. Shout out to the Authors Leverage and Merkaba Technologies. Y'all showed out with this year's summer planning workbook. It's so pretty. It makes you want to plan in it. This is why we love a curriculum designer and a Notion developer. We give thanks, get support people this summer. I'm grateful for the support that I have and excited to support you. So if you want to come and plan a community, come and be with us. I think once this live is over, I will put some information wherever the YouTube information goes to let you know where you can come and join us if you would like to join us. But even if you don't join us, I would love to open up a conversation for something that I would love for you to be thinking about this summer. When we plan and in the Cultivated Joy Experiment, I like to have people plan around the things I call these 7 areas of business. Now, I have been in my little ovulatory YouTube recording back and have 2 videos that will be uploaded into the YouTube channel that has information on more about the areas of business, more about how we use them to plan. Check out those videos. Look at me being YouTubey if you need some additional information on that. But the area of business that we're going to be talking about today is the area of leadership. Now, if we're thinking about summer, right? Hydrate for one. Let me do that. We're thinking about summer as CEOs, right? Summer in our business. It could be a time where your business really slows down in the summer because there's lots of folks, traveling and, moving around, and your clientele could be some of the people who are gone during the summer, right? You could have a really poppin' summer, right? Summer could be a time where people are doing all of the purchasing and all of the buying. Regardless of what your business is doing this summer, I want you to be thinking about where you are this summer, right? And what's going to be needed from you, right? I call these 7 areas of business, I will name them out for you: soul work, leadership, sales, marketing, client experience, operations, and finance. Make a plan for how you need to show up to each of those things this summer. And one of the things I'm going to be inviting you in today is to be thinking about that second area of business that we call leadership. How are you leading this summer, right? And as the CEO, as the founder, as the person in the seat of driving the ship of your impact-driven business, who do you need to be this summer so that you can show up to all the opportunities of summer in a way that feels good for you? Now, some of the things that typically, again, tend to be themes of summer is it's peopling and all the things are happening outside. I'm a girl who wants us to go with the flow rather than trying to swim upstream. If all of your people that are your ideal clients, your ideal collaborators, the team member that you always wanted, that accountant that you should be hiring, your business bestie that will allow you to be able to do some body double admin accountability work, all of those people are already outside. So it would behoove you to be outside with the people. Go find the places, both digitally and in person, that you can go be where your people are already gathered. You got to do all this extra work to gather people to do your own damn events. These people are already putting on events. They already paid for the conference. They already going to the dinner. Go where they are. Right. And to actually be able to step into that energy, one of the things that I feel is coming up for me, it's been coming up for a lot of my clients and a lot of my comadres and a lot of my business cousins, has been that peopling is different now and newly. We are actively, in the time this video is being recorded, 4 years out of, lockdown pandemic, at least in the United States area. I mean, I don't know that Vegas ever locked down. I'm in Vegas. Well, it's a story for another day. But the peopling element of how we network, how we generally community, right? How we have conversations. Do you look people in the eye? Hanging out with people in person, same as hanging out with people on Zoom. When you meet people in person, how do you then integrate it on Zoom? Or if you met them on Zoom first, are they really your friends when you see them out? If you've been talking to someone exclusively for 4 years straight, once a week, but the first time you ever meet them in person, are y'all friends? Right? Like, those kind of pieces have all, I think, brought up a lot of things for folks in how you show up to people. So one of the things that I want to kind of arm you with and invite you into an inquiry about this summer is, who are you newly with people? Right? How has your peopling been? And really allow yourself to get present to the truth of how you're feeling about being outside. Forgives. The woos will know. It's like I get on to talk and the channel gets burpy. But what's coming up for you, as you are navigating being outside? Are you enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? Are things, a little bit enjoyable, but these parts kind of suck? Like, get present to what's going on for you. What's your reality like when you are outside, right? And being outside with the peoples, particularly with the businessy peoples or the people that you're looking to attract in this summer, right? One of the good places I would say put some intention and be thinking about this summer is, who are the people that I'm wanting to magnetize and attract? And where are they, right? Where are they? And what comes up for me the last time that I was with those people? Or what has come up for me so far in being with those people? Or if it's an audience that you've never even tapped into before, or it's a group of folks that you're looking for that you're not sure exist yet, or you're like, like me in Vegas, I'm always like eyeing a networking community, and I'm like, are these my people? I'm like in the plot and scheme and watching them a little bit, right? If you're in that space, you don't really know what it's like to be with those people. What do you imagine it is like, and what's coming up for you as you're thinking about it, right? When you're imagining who the people are that you want to be connected to, what's your gut feeling like? How's your heart rate? How are you breathing? What kind of fidgety things are you doing with your hands? What internal thoughts come up for you, right? Do you got insecurities that come up like mine do, right? It's like, oh, are they gonna like me? Am I too woo-woo for them? I promise I'm probably too black and too gay and too loud. Right? What comes up for you in that? And then there, I would love for you to inquire around, right, the meat of this conversation. What is between you and people? Right? What are some of the things that are coming up? And let's investigate and interrogate where that comes from, right? Is there some work that you can be doing with your therapist or your constellation of care professionals to dig into some of the themes, right? Do we have any limiting beliefs running in the background? They really won't see me. I don't really know that I fit into those. And am I right to be in the room, right? Is there some imposter syndrome coming up? Whatever that is that comes up between you and people, it would behoove you now, right? Before the summer gets to summering, right? Because the events are already popping off. I've been to 4 conferences in the last month and a half. I know the events are already popping off. So I have a little data to play with. I am also sitting with, and I invite you to sit with what's coming up between you and people. Right? And what are some of those themes that are coming up. Some of the ones that I'm seeing play out amongst people is like, am I safe in these areas with all the bullshit going on? If y'all aren't familiar with like what's going on with Fearless Fund and some of like the amazing people who are attempting to be able to move funding around Black and Brown and Femme and usually non-funded communities to support the like 2% of people who need that funding, who don't get that funding, are being shut down left and right. So people are nervous that they, can show up in spaces and feel welcome in spaces. We've got this kind of like attack on DEI happening with a lot of, clients that are, in corporate spaces. And so they're wondering if, they can be their full selves. Can their voice really be shunned? Is it okay to tell the truth about their authenticity, right? Everyone's like, be authentic, get out here, tell us who you really are. It's like, well, is it safe to be all of me, right? That's some of the things that I hear folks coming up, against, I, as a 2-5 human design person, shout out to my human design people. If you're interested in human design, tell me things. Love using human design in my business. As a 2-5 on the human design profile, I'm always like, is somebody gonna think that I do something that I don't do and then ask me to do something, and then my Libra ass is gonna have to like confront telling them no, and I hate saying no. I'm getting better at my no. I'm very proud of myself. very, very proud of myself in this season. I'm getting better at my no and trying all of these new dangerous things. But that's coming up for me, right? What's coming up for you? What comes up for you when you're out and when you are with people, right? And I think another invitation that I want you to deepen that inquiry in is when it comes to you being seen and being perceived, right? Because, this summer, a lot of opportunities for you to be out on the stages, right? Whether that's actual stages, digital stages, podcast stages, or the stages of life, right? Seeing your family that you maybe ain't seen since last summer vacation, or networking, going to events, showing up to stuff, hosting little workshops, being on the YouTube lives like me, right? This is the time to be doing that work. What's coming up for you in being seen, right? Is there anything in your space around visibility? That's one. So many of my entrepreneur loved ones, right? My CEO loved ones, particularly my impact driven ones, right? The ones who like, you are for the community. It would be a nonprofit if you, if you know what I mean? If you didn't need it to be a business. Because you care that deeply, you're always pouring, always, giving out, and tend to be the one in the back who don't really want to be seen a lot, but just want to do really, really good work and have that good work be happening. And if you got to do it, then shit, you finna do it. Like, we oftentimes have a lot of stuff that comes up and being visible and being perceived. And summer can be a time where that's super duper activated. One of the things I would highly suggest you do, my good sis Kira Buckley from the Healer's Haven, from Magnolia Retreats. She is the mother sister friend who holds so much of my constellation of care in the soul work department. Did a beautiful transmission for us to get prepared for summer planning. Please check that out in my summer planning, my 2024 summer planning support playlist in this YouTube channel area also, because I got a playlist. I love how I've never done a video ever, and I'm like, I got a playlist. Check out my previous whatever, we give thanks. But anyway, she did a beautiful transmission about how to prepare yourself from going from spring into summer, and to how to be thinking about how to care for yourself as you are doing these brave, if they are brave things, right? If visibility is something that comes up for you, if being seen and perceived newly post the pandemic is something that's bringing up things for you, how are you nourishing yourself, coming back to your nervous system, taking care of yourself as you are navigating that, right? And in general, the beingness of summer is really about the bold, right? And really about who am I to myself? What does that look like? And who do I want to show to the people, right? If I'm thinking through, right, that first question I asked you, right? Who do I want to be in front of? Who do I need to be in front of, honestly, for my business this summer? Let's keep it a bean, right? Most of us do most of our sales in the summer. Got a sales kind of bit coming up later on after this video, right? We'll talk a little bit about how sales works in your business during the summer, but the leadership, the beingness required to be that sales machine, right? So be thinking about it. Who are the audiences that I need to be in front of this summer? Who are the audiences that I'm excited to be in front of this summer? What kind of people am I magnetizing to me, right? And then when I'm in those communities, how do I want to show up, right? Who am I newly? And how do I want to be introduced to the summer to the peopling, right? If you get to choose and you dictate energy when you walk into a room, you don't, what is the saying? Don't be a thermostat, be a thermometer, girl, I don't know. The point of the matter of that saying is dictate your energy when you walk into a room. Don't be dictated by the energy when you walk into a room, right? What is the energy that you want to be walking into the spaces with this summer? And how can you be cultivating and curating a relationship with what's there when you be it, right? First, again, I want you to really unpack what's in there. What stuff is in there? What insecurities? Are there limiting beliefs? Is there stuff that you want to work on? And what is your process for supporting yourself and working on those things and making space for that stuff to come up? Because it will be triggered this summer because you're going to be outside doing the things. Hopefully, if we're bringing in some coins into this business, right? And from there, what are we doing about it, right? What affirming ways of being are we going to be this summer to be standing in the beingness required to call in the results that we are calling in the summer? One of the things that Kira said that I thought was so on point to remember about this summer is that whether you are masculine or feminine bodied, summer is the season to receive. The sun is out, the light is being shined. There is an opportunity to call in that with which you want, right? Rather than having to constantly kind of go chase it. There is an opportunity for you to be a magnet for the things that you're asking for, particularly in your business. And summer is a beautiful time to practice that very feminine practice of being ready to receive, right? What beingness is required from you to be ready to receive this summer? And who you gonna be about it, right? Talk before you get ready to talk about what you gonna do. Who you gonna be about it? Will you be courageous? Will you be curious? Will you be kind? Will you be adventurous? Will you be responsible? Will you be disciplined, right? Is this the season that you're finally going to do your LinkedIn DMs? I'm praying it's the season for me. Pray it over me, y'all, because I'm going to need it. Summer, I am a squirrel. I want to be outside playing with my friends. Yes, we have to work, but I'm glad that I get to work with my friends. It would be so much shittier if I didn't. So that is something to be thinking about as you're coming into the summer. And again, in your beingness, because something I want you to be consistently thinking about, just in general, as something you're going to hear me say over and over again. If you want something to grow and you want to continue to expand in your skill sets, in your area, and your ability to be able to run your business in a way that you fuck with, and your ability to make more money, do more impact in the world, get more clients, get more acumen in the way that you do things so that it's easier, stronger, faster, you have to acknowledge what's going well, right? So in your beingness, also acknowledge who you've been being in the leadership of your business and say thank you to you for being that person. Thank you, me, for being that. But do a little Snoop Dogg. I want to thank myself for the hard work that I put in. I'm super proud of myself for even being here talking to you on a YouTube live. Like I said, she has previously not been techie. And I am moving into, figuring out what techie looks like for me. The irony of life, of me like barely knowing how to open a Google Doc 4 or 5 years ago and having like co-founded a mini SaaS company and on YouTube live talking to you. Hilarious. This again, the universe really does make something much more different and beautiful than you possibly could thought. But I am really grateful to myself for being somebody who's been courageous the last couple of months and shown up. I've done so many brand new things in spring. I really did take that note of putting a seed in the ground very seriously, a little too seriously. I'm always like y'all. I discover my edge of burnout frequently, over and over again. Like, oh, look close. Oh, damn it, I ran over it again. So I put a little bit too much on my plate in regards to like new things to start all at the same time. Because starting something new is like, you have to prepare for the energy of learning, and that shit can feel like scraping your face a little. But at least it did for me. So I'm really grateful for the courageous way that I've been being in spring that has set me up with a lot of really delicious opportunities to actually play in summer. So some of the ways of being that I'm going to be embodying coming into this summer is the beingness. I'm really going to be open to receive. I am calling in that which is for me, the people who are for me, the places that are for me, the companies that are for me. I am calling that in and I am practicing this summer, allowing it rather than going after it. And allowing that feminine energy to be something that's loud in my summertime. I tend to run a little masculine anyway. I think a lot of us as CEOs, like just being in capitalism, there's an energy that kind of requires a certain level of masculinity to participate. But the balance is where it's at, kids. And so I'm going to be adding a lot more feminine energy to my summer, a lot more play, a lot more joy. Because if I can feel what joy feels like in my business, it gives me a rubric, or excuse me, I can feel like what joy feels like in my life, in my regular life, which at the end of the day, we need a life that we fuck with, which is why we have businesses that we fuck with, so that our life is actually great. Please don't have a wonderful business and a shitty life. If I can feel what it feels like to have joy in my life, it gives me a rubric for what I'm actually enjoying in my business or not. And so I am going to be formulating, uh, being a beacon of calling in and enjoying the shit out of my summer and meeting a bunch of dope new business cousins and comadres and friends and loved ones and getting to do a lot of celebrating this summer. Really looking forward to that. And I give thanks that I have a business setup that works while I'm celebrating, right? And that's something else we'll talk about when we get closer to the operations area of business this summer. How you make sure that there's a bowl underneath you so that you actually can play. Hello? The business don't burn down while you out here traveling and shit. All right, friends, that's it for the day. Thank you so much for being with me. I will be back, I guess, in 2 weeks to do another training on another area of business that I'd like you to be leaning in and thinking on. I'm excited to get to use this new YouTube Live platform. And hopefully we'll be able to grab some folks in and get to have some conversations if y'all have questions or things while I'm here, for a client experience strategist or business coach who's out here helping people love their businesses. Again, I don't hear enough people talking about it, so I'm happy to talk about it. Come talk about it with me. Let's share resources so we can love our businesses together. All right, friends, happy Friday. I am off to the HEAL conference to go see Peter Wishney at his speech today. So I'm excited about that. It's Juneteenth weekend, so I'm also out to go be outside with a group of dope-ass Black folks in Las Vegas. Anything else I want to say? Oh, yeah, don't forget, if you are interested in coming to plan with us, come be with us from June 21st through the 23rd at the Summer Seasonal Planning Workshop. It is on the solstice weekend. Details will be where the details are. Join us. And if you are not even still, check out my summer planning playlist where you can kind of take some of the inspiration from each one of these areas of business, take my planning process video, and plan on your own, girl. It's free. This piece is free. Just push play and play it. Give that to yourself. You deserve it. All right, friends. See you later.